We are making a comeback. Welcome to Fat Loss at 40. This is your host, Ryan, from here in Houston, Texas, and I'm here to give you an update on our 90-day weight loss challenge where we're trying to lose 45 pounds in 90 days or less. Recently went on a vacation and gained 7 pounds after we had lost 8 pounds in 16 days, so we are recovering. This is day 2 after the vacation, and we are already back down to 224.8. So we've lost nearly 5 pounds of the 7 gained in just 2 days. And we had another stellar day today. All right. A lot of exercise today. We'll get to that in a second. So started off same way. Olive oil, green giant, which I'm going to show you guys how to make this weekend. Gulp. Then 5 eggs and a half cup of chopped potato again. Now for dinner, we changed it up a little bit. We took off a half cup of beans. We did 1 cup pinto beans, 1.5 cup ground beef. We added a cup of rice. I'll tell you why in a second. And just a sprinkle of cheese. It's 1,020 calories with 64 grams of protein. And then we did what we haven't been doing during our good days of our diet, which is eating after dinner. That's one of the big tenets of how we're trying to lose weight on this channel, is to not eat a thing after dinner. But today I decided to have some protein powder and almond milk because we really worked out hard today. We did about an hour and a half of competitive basketball and then a light weight workout. So on the day, with all that I told you I just ate, 2,070 calories. We're definitely in a deficit. I weigh 224 with all that activity. Definitely burned more than 2,070 calories. Had 175 grams of protein. Now, what I'm going to do a little bit different after this vacation that I was not doing before during my diet is I'm not going to be as carb restrictive. So for the first, let's just say, 16 days of this diet before the vacation, I think I was generally speaking in a state of ketosis most of the time. What is ketosis? It's when your body has burnt up all of its glycogen stores. There's no longer any stored glycogen in your muscles for your body to use as fuel. You're not refueling it with more carbohydrates. So your body begins to run off of ketones. Your body begins producing ketones in the liver at this time. Some people say you're in a more metabolic fat burning state while in ketosis. Other people say it's still calories in, calories out, and you're not going to lose any extra weight on a 400 calorie deficit in ketosis versus if you were in a 400 calorie deficit on a normal diet with carbohydrates. But I'll tell you what my observations were. I actually liked ketosis for work. I had no energy fluctuations in the day. I didn't have any big spikes in insulin. I had no big sugar blood level spikes that caused an insulin response. So from a working standpoint, I got through my days with very level, consistent energy. Here's what I didn't like about ketosis, though. It just doesn't give your muscles the ability to do long, voluminous, and heavy workouts simply on ketones alone. My muscles felt dry. I've mentioned this on previous videos. When professional bodybuilders are getting closer and closer to their competition, their diet is very calorie restrictive. So they have to be extremely careful during their cutting period. That is the period in which they are losing fat while trying to maintain all the muscle they can up to a competition. That is when they are most susceptible to muscle tears. And even though I have some good fat reserves in the sense of a high body fat percentage, I'm still feeling what I would say dry muscular feeling from that calorie deficit. Let's just say like I'm making a pass on basketball court, like with my right hand, my pec. It's a little bit more stress on the pec than would normally be if I had some carbs in my system. Also, cramping in the weight room. You know, like after doing a set of pec flies, my pecs are like kind of almost in a crampy state where I have to be careful not to move too much. That never happens to me when I'm on a high carb diet going into the weight room. So it made me wonder, maybe being so carb restrictive while in a calorie deficit might not be the best idea, because I'm adding exercise to this diet and I'm not trying to lose weight on diet alone. I think if I was trying to lose weight on diet alone, I would be totally cool with the ketosis if I wasn't trying to do workouts as well, because I do actually like the stable energy of ketosis. And yeah, I think I can get through my days just fine. But because of the working out, I'm adding these carbs while still maintaining a calorie deficit. And this is my theory. I think that because I will have those carbs in my system, I'll be able to have much more effective workouts, which will actually increase my daily calorie deficit because my workouts will be so much better. The only thing I was scared is that when you start eating certain types of carbohydrates, like the most hyperbolic example would be like Sour Patch Kids, candy, ice cream, things with like real sugar in it, that goes straight to the blood, especially if you're having it with no fiber. And that causes massive insulin spikes, blood sugar level fluctuations, and that ultimately leads to elevated inflammation, which is horrible for the body, causes a lot of discomfort. And what I was afraid of is, if I'm eating rice or potatoes in the morning, am I going to have an insulin spike and then need to have more and more carbs throughout the day to counterbalance that? But what I'm finding in these first 2 days post vacation is that when I combined rice or potatoes, I'm still staying away from bread. But when I combine those types of carbohydrates with things like beans, protein things like eggs with some kimchi for a little fiber, or avocado, and I'm including protein and fiber with potatoes and rice, and I think it's allowing for a much slower absorption of the glucose, which is not leading me to energy fluctuations. So first 2 days with this moderate carbohydrate addition to my diet, I've been able to get through the day with still very level energy. And I can tell you, so far, my workouts have been a lot better. I really had a great workout today. So at 2,070 calories with the type of work we did today at the basketball court and weight room, I'm thinking I easily had a 500 to 700 calorie deficit day. So I'm definitely expecting to step on that scale at 224.8. And the reason I'm having that protein powder and almond milk at night now, because I wasn't wanting to eat after dinner so I could get some autophagy, which is when the body begins to clean itself out during a fasting period. But with all that stress that I did on the body during those workouts, I think it's better that I have a little bit of protein in my system for repair overnight in my sleep. So I think I will be having protein shakes in the evening when I do particularly hard workouts. I think there will be more benefits to that than consistent daily autophagy. But that's the day, guys. Kind of a quick update. I'm making this video real late at night. It's been a busy day, but I really wanted to get the update in nonetheless. So if you're still with me, you're definitely a loyal fan. Thank you so much. Like and subscribe if you're new. Welcome to the community. I'd love to have you here for this journey and what happens even after the 90-day challenge on this channel. So without any further ado, let's get to that physique check. Not the best lighting when it's straight on. Really, when you start having some muscular definition, you want the light to be coming down on you. It's much more flattering. I got the light right on me right now. It's not showing much separation in my arms. My bathroom lighting is a bit more favorable. I mean, we definitely still got a lot of weight to lose, but I do think my muscles are looking a lot more full with the carbs. Definitely not satisfied with the physique, but I feel like less of a fat ass and more of like a strong dad bod. And then that's going to continue evolving into eventually just a shredded jack dude. All right, guys. Thanks for being with us. We'll catch you tomorrow.